17th of June, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Morning, Phil. Okay, so we're on Hey Amid base, and the Gemora has a question. Tapeklay. Steps go like this. Say over the Shaklatara, the Gemora that we have so far. The Gemora wanted to bring the case of the Raya, the shepherd, as a proof that the Amoraim followed the view of Reb Chia. That Reb Chia says that when witnesses testify on the defendant owes a portion of the sum that the plaintiff claims, even if the defendant was really a kol for a kol, nevertheless he'll have to swear, just like he does when he himself is moda b'mixus. And the Gemara said, no, over there, that case with the shepherd, the reason why he's got to swear is because of Shavuos Heses, of Rav Nachman, D'Rabbanan Dika Shvua, which says that even if he's a kol for a kol, I mean, the Rabbanan, he's got to make a shvua against the claim of the plaintiff. And then we flip over the shvua to the plaintiff because the defendant can't make the shvua because he's a gazlan. So Gemara said, no, it's not going to work. You can't say that because the din of Rav Nachman is tekanta, and we don't make a tekanta the tekanta. And to flip the shvua would be another d'Rabbanan. So we don't make a Rabbanan on a shvua d'Rabbanan. And then the Gemara said, Tapeklay. I mean, really, I think it's a side point, but the Gemara says while we're on the subject of the defendant not making a shvua because he's a gazlan, because he ate the animals that was given over to him, tapeklay. Even without that, we could learn out that he's not going to be able to make a shvua because he is a shepherd, and shepherds are suspect of grazing their animals in fields that don't belong to them, which is also gezel. So even without him eating the animals, he wouldn't be able to make a shvua because he's a shepherd who gazels, because he grazes his animals in other people's fields. So that's what we're up to right now. The Gemara is going to dismiss this tapeklay. It's going to give it short shrift. Okay, so where we are
page 5B1, left-hand side. The second full paragraph. More answers. Is that right?
okay.
No, it's just one above that.
Above that, the Gemara now asks.
Let it emerge. The Gemara now asks.
Okay.
Okay, Al, you want to take it over?
Okay, the Gemara now asks why Abaye objected to Rabbi Zayer that this particular shepherd could not swear because of his confirmed status as a thief. Even had he not been confirmed a thief, he should be disqualified from swearing. This receipt lay dahavor lay roeh, but let it emerge that the shepherd is disqualified from swearing from the very fact that he is a shepherd. Omar Rav Yehuda, and that Rabbi Yehuda said, Sasom roeh every shepherd is disqualified from serving as a witness.
Right. Okay, let's see the Rashi typically. It's the first narrow line in Rashi after the 4 wide lines at the top.
Typically, it comes out from it to who the Have lay grow at, because he's a shepherd. And the Abaye were going. Mitema, from the reason rising to kasha, the difficulty lay the ha gazlan, that he considers all these shepherds are gazlan who the peko who lay, because we learn it from out on this. The belav hach, without that, the zela, someone who is a thief, is puzzle l'shvua, is puzzled to make a shvua.
Yeah. Okay. Louis, want to take the next Rashi? The Amar of Yehuda.
Amar Rav Yehuda, Stam Roeh. Rabbi Yehuda says a plain shepherd. Afilu lo ho'ed alav shegazlan shegazel. Even if he does not, what's ho'ed?
Testified upon.
Even if he's not testified upon as being a thief.
Right. He's going to be puzzled. You could read the next one too.
Also, he's invalid. The edus for testifying to stama gazal, who he's considered to be a thief. She mar'ah Beha motav besados shel acherim. And he grazes his animals in the field of others.
Right. So, in other words, a stam roa, it means a shepherd that it's not specified about him, or meaning not testified about him. We don't have any testimony against him that he ate any of the animals, like we have in this case. Even without that, since that's the way the shepherds do. That's the way the shepherds do. So we put him in the category of a shepherd who who grazes his animals in other people's fields. And so, like that, he in fact does have a status of being and we presume him to be a Goslin, and therefore Rashi says he would be Pasol Edis. Okay, now we're going to go. So that's the Gemora's question over here. Why do we need to get into the fact that we have testimony that he ate the animals that was given him in order for him to be a Goslin and not be allowed to make a shua? He's a Goslin because we presume him to be like what shepherds do. Okay, now the Gemora is gonna. Well, we continue with the Gemora. Lo kasha. Lo kasha is the third line from the top, in the middle of the line. First word in the line is roe. And we go to Roy to continue the reading.
Lo kasha. This is not a difficulty. Didia. This ruling that an ordinary shepherd is disqualified applies when the animals he grazes are his own. In this case of Reb Zera, the shepherd in question grazes animals of the general public. And Outscroll is filling all this in. This type of shepherd is not automatically disqualified.
Okay, let's see Rashi, Didei. Phil.
Day that it's his. Okay. Roa, the shepherds, the Hamos, the animals of the shepherd. Puzzle, he'd be puzzle. Dibishvil Hanato Roa Otam Besadek, because the shepherd would benefit in the fields of others. About Roa Behemos Be'ir, but shepherds of animals in the city, Bishar, where they are doing it for payment, Bishvil, because of Hana'ah Achirim, the benefit of others. Einu Chote Laharot, they're not sinners until they graze ad shigia limare to see hamufka lakol. Appears that they're all hefker.
Okay, so so the Gemara is making a hillock between shepherds. Not it depends on what's the job of the shepherd. Depends whose animal the animal belongs to. Who's the owner of the animal? So the Gemara is saying that today the case of Rav Yehuda that said that a stam roa is puzzle. The ordinary roa, he's puzzle. What was Rav Yehuda talking about? He was talking about a shepherd who's grazing his own animals. Today, his own. Says Rashi, roa behemus shelo. He's shepherding the animals of himself. That's the shepherd that Rabbi Yehuda says is puzzle. Why? The bishvil hanaso, because for the sake of his benefits, roa oson besadus acheros. he's going to graze them in other people's fields. And then he, even though that's gezel, it's not allowed, but he's prepared to do because he's getting benefit. Now he doesn't have to pay for animal food. He got some animal food on somebody else's property. So if it's his own benefits, because it's his own animals that are being fed, and he doesn't have to feed them anymore, so then he's willing to do this. Aval, Rashi says, Roa behemos ha'ir b'schar. If a shepherd is shepherding the animals of the public, of the city, and he's getting paid for that, to do that. So then, bishvil hanos acherim eno chote laharos, for the sake of the benefits of the owners of the animals, he's not prepared to do gezel in order to benefit the owner's animals so that they don't have to feed them. Let all the people feed their animals. I'm not going to gazel in order to give them a benefit. And so therefore he doesn't shepherd them. He doesn't allow them to graze ad shegia lemira hamufker lakol, until they get to a pasture which is hefker, public property, not privately owned. So in this case, that was the story with this shepherd over here. He was being hired by the townspeople, and they would give him their animals every morning in front of witnesses, and so there was not his own animal, and so there's no presumption on him that he's going to be a goslin over here in doing the shepherding work that he does right now. And so therefore, who was it? Abaya was justified in saying that he was a goslin only on account of the fact that the witnesses said that he ate a couple of the animals that was given over to him. Okay. And now the Gemara continues. Back to Alan.
Okay, the Gemara proves? No. Which one is it? The Gemara answers?
No, the Gemara proves.
Okay. Gemara proves this distinction. The lo temor hovi. For if you do not say this distinction between the private shepherd and the public shepherd, rather we assume all shepherds to be thieves. Anan he borsor l'roeh hechi masa rinon. Then how do we allow ourselves to entrust our animals to a public shepherd? Behor kasiv lifnei or iror lo sitain michel. But it is written in the Torah, do not place a stumbling block before the blind. Elor chazokor ain or dom chote below low. Rather, there is a presumption that a person does not sin if no benefit accrues to him from the sin. Therefore, a public shepherd is not presumed to be a thief.
Right. Okay. Rashi, the ilo temahachi.
Below Amrinon, al ro'eh bahamos de alma shehu gazlan anan chiyuta the ro'eh hechi misar inan, that we don't say concerning a shepherd of animals of others that he is a thief. What's anan?
We.
We obligate the shepherd here. I don't know what Masarinon is.
How can we be moser? How can we give over our animals to the shepherd?
Well, in other words, if we were going to assume that a shepherd is a thief in all cases, then we'd never have people hiring a shepherd to graze their animals.
Yeah, how could we how would we be allowed to give our animals over to the shepherd? And right, okay, so then Rashi doesn't have anything on the next. The reason why we would not be allowed to give the animals over to a shepherd is because of the pasuk that the Gemora quotes, Lifnei Iver lo sitein mikshol. A Jew is not allowed to place a stumbling block before another Jew who is in this case is blind. The shepherd is blind. He doesn't see that he's not supposed to graze this animal in other people's fields. So if we're going to give our animals to such a shepherd, and that's what he's going to do, so we would be in violation of this Isser Deraisa, of placing a stumbling block before a blind person. And so the Gemara says, Ella, rather, what we have to say is that we rely on the fact that there is a chazaka, there's a legal presumption, she'ein adam choteh v'lo lo. A person is not going to violate the Torah if he gets no benefit, personal benefit from it. And in this case, if the shepherd is grazing other people's animals, so he's deriving no benefit by giving them a free lunch from other people's fields, because it's not his animal. It's not his responsibility to feed it. So since he gets no benefit from that, so he's not going to do it. We have a chazaka on him that he's not going to do that. And so therefore, that's why we could give our animals over to this shepherd. Okay, now we're going further in the Gemara now. Ze yishava she'ein lo bo pakas michatzia. Oh, so in other words, that's the end of that story. That's the end of that. and right. Now the Gemara is going to go back to analyze another part of the Mishnah. This part of the Mishnah says, "Ze yeshava she'ein lo bo pachas michatzia." This is what we said on the Mishnah, on the first Mishnah. When two people are holding onto a talus, and each one says, "I'm the one that found this talus, and it belongs to me." Each one of them is saying that. So the Mishnah tells us that this one swears that Yeshava she'ein lo bo pachas michatzia, that he owns no less than half of the talus, and likewise the other one makes the same shvua, and then we divide the proceeds of the talus. Okay. So now the Gemara wants to know something over here. Al the Islay Mishtaba. And we go to Roy to continue the reading. Al the Islay Mishtaba.
5B1, right-hand column, first line.
Right. So this one must swear that he does not know this in half of it, etc. The Gemara questions why the oath before So the Gemara questions why the oath was worded in this way. Al da'as lay mishtaba, or al delays lay mishtaba. Should we swear concerning that he owns of what he owns? For example, it says, I'll scroll, I own half the cloak. Or should he swear concerning what he does not own, as the oath is in fact formulated in a Mishnah? Would it not have been better to require him to swear directly that he owns half? The Gemara answers, Omar Rav Huna, the Omar Shabua Sheyesh Lei.
Before the answer, you had a very long Rashi before you continued the answer. So I don't know if you want to read that first. Very long Rashi here.
Okay.
Called the Islay or the Islay. Does he swear on what he does have, or does he swear on what he doesn't have? Habali Yesheva, he comes to swear the Litol Chatzi, and he can take half. Srichu, he needs the Yesheva to be able to swear Chatzi, that he has half of it, or the Yesheva, or should he swear that he doesn't have the Chot Mechatzi, less than half. Okay, so it's a question. It's the positive and the negative. Is he swearing that I do have the half, or is he swearing I don't have less than half? Okay.
What's the difference?
Well, let's see if it answers. Shema.
I see a difference. He's claiming that he owns all of it. So
He claims what?
he's claiming that he owns all of it.
No, this is a partial claim.
No, each one says it's all mine.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
don't let either one of them swear that they own the whole talus.
Right, but if he says I own half of it, and he's contradicting himself. He says, I own all of it, and then later he says, I own half of it. That's a contradiction. But if he says, I do not own less than half, he hasn't contradicted his original claim that he owns all of it.
Okay.
Or is this a new thing or a new situation?
We'll see. Let's see if that's what Rashi says. Okay, I hear what your point is.
Okay. And now it continues Rashi though. Shema Ein Bo Ein Lo Bo Klum. Perhaps there isn't anything. He doesn't have anything at all. The key in this Shemishtaveh She'ein Lo Bo Pachot Mechetzi, and this that he swears that he doesn't have less than half, that that it isn't less than half of his. The emet truly who nishpa, he is swearing shahari ein lo klum, that he doesn't have anything to the other guy. This is there isn't to the other guy. Ein lo to the other guy. He's saying to the other guy she'ein lo klum. It's not to him. He's claiming that the other guy doesn't have anything.
I don't know. Shema ein lo bo klum.
Yeah.
Maybe
Bishlema.
we're talking about the one who we're giving a shvua to. Both of them we give a shvua to, but we're talking to the one who's making the shvua, and we're saying Shema ein lo bo klum. Maybe he has nothing. Mishtaba she'ein lo bo pachas michetzi, and then and so therefore when we make him swear this strange statement of he has no less than half of the thing. Be'emes hu nishba. It comes out that he's swearing truthfully. Why? Sharei ein lo klum, because in fact he doesn't have anything. Now, why is it that if he swears that he has no less than half, then that's consistent with the fact that he has nothing? I don't think that's consistent.
Yeah.
Let's see what Rashi. Let's give Rashi a chance to finish his statement over here. So far, I'm not convinced. Rashi's going to have to explain this. This is why you got a long Rashi over here. This doesn't seem to be the obvious understanding to me. He's got some explaining to do over here.
Okay, well, we're still in the Rashi here. We have some ink low clone. Okay, that there isn't anything to the other guy. To be shlema, that this is good. Im hayo lo bo shlish. He had a third of it, or a beat, or a quarter of it. Swearing, ein lo bo b'chot mechetzi. The other guy doesn't have less than half of it. Mishpa, he will swear. B'sheka, it'll be a false shvua. Which is less than half.
Yeah.
Lobo chetzi, and if he doesn't have in him the half, aval k'jein lobo klum, but he says I don't have anything. You don't have anything there. Nishpat, who he would be swearing the emet, the truth.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know what Rashi's talking about.
I'm just trying to read these words here. Sorry.
Nothing personal, Phil. It does seem to be that Rashi's saying along the lines of what Lou was pointing out, that the reason why we want him to say it in this way, that they swear and I have no less than half of the talus, is because like that, he's not going to be swearing falsely. But the reason why he's not going to be swearing falsely, Rashi explains, is because if it's the case that he actually doesn't have any part of the talus, and the truth is that it's a 1 in a million that they both own some of this talus. That means they both picked it up exactly at the same time. That's very unlikely. It's more likely that one of them picked it up before the other one did, and if so, he owns the whole talus, and the other one doesn't own anything. So we understand that we can't have both of them swear that they own the whole talus, because that we understand would be one of them is definitely swearing falsely because we're assuming that one of them doesn't really own any part of the talus. But how is the situation better if he says that he doesn't own less than half of the talus?
I got it. I got an answer.
Yeah.
You're not going to like it. If he says, I don't own less than half. A third is less than half. A quarter is less than half. So he's saying, I don't own a third, I don't own a quarter. But 0, if he says, I don't own anything, that's not less than half. That's nothing. That's MS.
Nothing is less than half.
Nothing is
okay.
less than half. A third is less than half. A quarter is less than half. Those are some things. Klum is nothing. So
Right.
I don't own less than half. He's saying Klum is not less than half. It's nothing.
If you say this one must swear that he does not own less than half of it, then the question is, how much does he own? Does he say he owes?
He either owes more than half, or exactly half, or nothing.
Mm-hmm. But I do owe something, he says, by implication. I do not owe less than half, so I don't, to take it in money terms, if it's 100 shekels, I do not own less than half of it. So I don't own less than 50 shekels. Where's that?
Okay.
Where's that leave
If
you
you
then?
stick the word amount into there, it makes more sense. I don't own an amount that is less than half. 0 is not an amount.
Mhm.
That's the only way you can make sense out of Rashi, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think it's time. Louis,
Thank you, Rabbi.
Louis,
Okay. All the best,
4
everybody.
o'clock, yes, 4 o'clock, definitely.
Okay, remember, I don't have a phone. You have Joan's number.
Okay, I
Okay.
remember. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, be well.
All the best. Bye, Phil. Bye.